strictly for the purposes of financial gain for those who have access to her estate, including Clive Davis.
Including Clive Davis.
I believe that somebody my niece, just like they her mother.
It was just hours before Whitney Houston's tragic end that she made a haunting decision, one that would set off a whirlwind of speculation and suspicion, enveloping some of the biggest names in music. Picture this. It's February 11th, 2012, inside the bustling lobby of the Beverly Hilton, just moments away from Clive Davis's exclusive pre-Grammy bash. Amid the glittering gowns and tuxedoed celebrities, Whitney, always radiant but now noticeably anxious, pulls a young Brandy Norwood aside. Her hands trembling slightly, Whitney slips a note into Brandy's palm, urgently whispering something only the two of them hear. Then, just as suddenly, Whitney vanishes into the crowd. What was in that note? What desperate secret could Whitney Houston be entrusting to Brandy in her final hours?
I want the world to know that Bobby Christina did not from the bathtub incident. That's not what Bobby Christina.
What Bobby Christina?
Bobby Christina was starved to.
Witnesses recall the visible shock on Brandy's face as she glanced down, reading Whitney's cryptic words. Her expression shifted from surprise to an unsettling dread. Brandy later admitted she felt deeply disturbed by the message. The atmosphere in the room was already tense, but now a sinister shadow hung over the event. Whitney had seemed troubled all evening, pacing nervously, eyes darting around as if aware of something unseen lurking in the shadows. Rumors say she looked like someone who knew her fate was already sealed. Did Whitney sense something sinister was about to unfold? When news broke later that night of Whitney's devastating end in a hotel bathtub, the music world mourned. But soon whispers of foul play began circulating, and that mysterious note Whitney entrusted to Brandy sparked explosive theories. Did Whitney know something she wasn't supposed to? Had she tried to expose secrets powerful industry players desperately wanted hidden?
And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight.
Now, insiders are pointing fingers at music industry titan Clive Davis. Some speculate that Whitney feared Clive, her longtime mentor, might be involved in something far darker than guiding careers. Jaguar Wright, a former collaborator of some of the industry's biggest stars, openly accused Davis of being at the center of a twisted network, allegedly exploiting artists and even orchestrating their tragic ends. She shockingly claimed that Whitney's tragic passing was not an accident, but a sinister setup, potentially tied to a chilling industry practice known as the demise stipulation. What exactly is this mysterious demise stipulation? Industry veterans describe it as an alleged provision secretly embedded in contracts, designed to turn fading stars into posthumous cash cows, ensuring massive financial windfalls to labels after an artist meets an untimely end. Consider this. After Whitney's passing, her records skyrocketed, revenues soared, and previously shelved projects suddenly re-emerged, flooding the market. Who profited from Whitney's tragedy? Was this the horrifying truth behind the note Whitney handed Brandy? An urgent warning of something evil brewing behind glamorous curtains.
He needed her back.
Oh, yeah.
He needed her back, but he needed her back and under his control.
Brandy herself has never publicly revealed the full contents of that message, yet those close to her say she remains haunted to this day. Was Whitney desperately trying to expose a conspiracy, perhaps naming those who might wish her harm? Speculation continues to swirl, implicating industry heavyweights and shadowy executives who wield extraordinary influence behind closed doors. But one name in particular keeps resurfacing. None other than music mogul and billionaire Sean Diddy Combs.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
Jaguar Wright, fearless and controversial, dropped yet another bombshell when she accused Diddy of having direct involvement with Whitney during those final, fatal hours. Wright claims Diddy entered Whitney's hotel suite under the pretense of providing comfort, but instead his visit left witnesses deeply unsettled. Could Diddy, whose glittering career has been shadowed by scandal and whispers of abuse, hold a key to understanding Whitney's demise? Indeed, recent headlines suggest that Diddy's empire, once seemingly untouchable, is teetering on the edge of collapse. His homes raided simultaneously in Miami and Los Angeles by Homeland Security agents investigating claims linked to trafficking and abuse. The former NYPD detective Derek Parker ominously hinted, "This looks, to me, like the tip of the iceberg." Suddenly, whispers about Whitney's mysterious note seemed less like tabloid fodder and more like puzzle pieces connecting an explosive story of exploitation, abuse, and cover-ups.
I thought Diddy would be throwing all his celebrity mates under the bus.
I mean, that could potentially be coming when it's time for court and when it's time for him to testify. But what we're seeing right now is how important public relations really are to Sean Combs. He's desperately trying to control the narrative behind bars, allowing his attorneys to do documentaries.
But it gets darker. Cassie Ventura, the singer who spent over a decade by Diddy's side, stunned the world when she testified that behind closed doors, Diddy had allegedly forced her into humiliating scenarios, events she chillingly termed freak-offs. She claimed he recorded these interactions as blackmail, maintaining a terrifying grip over her. One haunting message from Cassie to Diddy, exposed in court, sums up her agony. "I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child." These revelations painted a chilling picture of a powerful man seemingly capable of ruthless control, using threats, intimidation, and even violence to silence those who might speak against him.
The US judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male workers across state lines to take part in recorded performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence.
Suddenly, Whitney Houston's anxiety in the hours before her end makes chilling sense. Insiders suggest Whitney had been deeply troubled about the inner workings of the music business, fearful that speaking out could cost her dearly. Some say her final message to Brandy was a desperate plea, a last-ditch attempt to shine a light on the darkness surrounding her. Did Whitney know that revealing her secret could be fatal? Yet the rabbit hole runs even deeper. Suge Knight, no stranger to industry controversy himself, recently sent shockwaves through Hollywood by accusing Diddy and Clive Davis of a hidden personal relationship, a claim as sensational as it is disturbing. Knight hinted at something even darker, suggesting their secret bond may have allowed them to manipulate artists, controlling them not just professionally, but psychologically and emotionally. Could this alleged relationship hold clues about Whitney's distress? Was she privy to intimate knowledge powerful enough to threaten entire empires?
Myself is concerned. I was totally straight until through my second marriage. I've got 4 kids and grandkids.
And then there's the horrifyingly eerie similarity to the tragic passing of Whitney's own daughter, Bobby Christina. Found submerged in circumstances hauntingly reminiscent of her mother's, Bobby Christina's end deepened suspicions that something profoundly sinister was at play. Jaguar Wright boldly accused Clive Davis of sacrificing both Whitney and her daughter for the sake of financial gain, calling him part of a satanic cult orchestrating such tragedies to control their wealth and legacies. Such explosive claims, while unverified, tap into widespread suspicion. Did Whitney's fear extend to her daughter's fate as well? Whitney's last note to Brandy, Diddy's mysterious presence, and Davis's alleged sinister intentions have collided to form a chilling narrative of power, greed, and manipulation. It begs the question, who else in this murky world of fame and fortune might be hiding dark secrets? Could Diddy's recent legal troubles finally expose the full extent of industry horrors? Are powerful players finally beginning to lose control? Or is this merely the tip of a far deeper, more sinister network?
Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
The truth, buried deep beneath layers of glamour and success, is emerging slowly, piece by piece, each revelation more disturbing than the last. Whitney Houston, the legendary voice silenced too soon, may have left behind not only a legacy of music, but also clues pointing straight to a nightmare hidden in plain sight. As the walls close in on Diddy, and whispers surrounding Clive Davis grow louder, we must ask ourselves, who can we trust in this twisted saga of betrayal, control, and hidden violence? What other secrets lie hidden in the glittering darkness of the music industry's underbelly? And above all, what did Whitney truly know? And why did she choose Brandy to carry the weight of her most haunting secret?
With no training in music,
None.
did you think you'd be good at this?
I never thought I would have a musical ear. I never thought I'd have a natural gift.
Insiders whisper of a dark, unsettling connection, a secret alliance between Clive Davis and Sean Diddy Combs. Industry veterans describe this duo as wielding a power that goes far beyond music production and record deals. They hint at a chilling pact, allegedly designed to control artists at their weakest moments, manipulating their vulnerabilities to maintain dominance. Could Whitney Houston have been one of their victims, ensnared in a web of dependency and fear? It's no secret Whitney struggled, her sparkling career overshadowed by troubling behaviors that often played out in public view. But was her turmoil accidental or deliberately engineered? Some insiders suggest Whitney wasn't just a victim of fame's pressure, but became tragically dependent on dangerous substances provided at private elite industry gatherings. These exclusive parties, hosted by power players, became traps masked as celebrations, feeding Whitney's struggles rather than alleviating them. Sources say this dependency wasn't merely tragic, it was profitable. A vulnerable star, reliant on those around her, becomes an asset easily controlled, manipulated, and exploited.
Never apparent to me, any meeting I had with her, any interchange I had with her, she was on top of.
Jaguar writes shocking allegations paint a grim picture. She suggests Whitney didn't simply fall into a destructive lifestyle, she was guided there step by people she trusted. Wright describes a sinister industry machine where talented stars like Whitney were deliberately kept dependent, ensuring their compliance, silence, and continued profitability. This wasn't just about the money made from their music, it was about total control. Wright insists with unsettling certainty that Whitney's troubles weren't accidental, but orchestrated to maintain this twisted dynamic. And at the center of this alleged exploitation, Clive, Davis, and Diddy. Whispers from multiple sources reveal the chilling claim that Davis and Diddy shared more than just business dealings. They had formed a power pact, leveraging each other's influence to manipulate and control talent across generations. From Whitney Houston to Cassie Ventura, the pattern seems alarmingly clear. Stars entering their orbit shine brilliantly, but soon find themselves trapped in a cycle of control, their very careers tethered to their submission.
She just said she was in denial on that occasion. And she said it's not as serious as you make out.
This power pact theory raises chilling questions about Diddy's recent troubles. His spectacular fall from grace, marked by federal agents storming his lavish mansions, is unprecedented. Homeland Security raids on his properties in Los Angeles and Miami sent shockwaves through Hollywood, with accusations involving trafficking and secretive, illicit activities. But it wasn't just the raids themselves that raised eyebrows. It was the bizarre way Diddy allegedly evaded capture. In a stunning revelation straight from the pages of a Hollywood thriller, sources suggest Diddy may have literally escaped the grasp of federal agents through a secret underwater tunnel beneath his sprawling $40 million mansion in Holmby Hills. Imagine this: a lavish estate complete with a lagoon-style swimming pool, hidden grotto, and a secret subterranean passageway. Did Diddy truly flee through this clandestine route, dodging authorities to protect something much darker and more damning than mere legal trouble?
Understand that he has a shrink coming by his cell to see him several times a day. And now there's talk about putting him in, it's like a bubble. It's like a cell that has like a plexiglass wall in it where they have inmates watching you. That's actually their job, to keep an eye on the inmates that are on watch.
Social media erupted with astonishment. One observer tweeted in disbelief, "What did the underwater tunnel connect to?" Another, convinced something far more sinister was at play, posted, "Underwater tunnel? Diddy is more diabolical than we thought." These suspicions ignite a frightening scenario. Was Diddy not just escaping arrest, but safeguarding explosive evidence linked directly to Whitney's demise? Could hidden documents, secret videos, or compromising footage tied to Whitney and others have been concealed beneath the shimmering waters of Diddy's estate? Speculation swirls, with insiders suggesting the raid was only partly about trafficking. Its true purpose, they argue, might have been uncovering evidence of a wider conspiracy that includes exploitation, manipulation, and control of top talent. Perhaps authorities sought proof linking powerful figures like Diddy and Davis to tragedies that rocked the entertainment world. Tragedies which until now were conveniently brushed aside as accidents or unfortunate circumstances. This chilling possibility becomes even more convincing when we remember how Cassie Ventura described her harrowing experiences with Diddy. During recent courtroom revelations, Cassie detailed humiliating, controlled encounters, recorded and stored as leverage, methods she alleges Diddy used to keep her in a state of perpetual vulnerability. If true, it's a pattern eerily similar to what might have occurred with Whitney, a desperate star forced into submission, rendered powerless by blackmail material. It's an unsettling scenario that's becoming all too believable. Now we must confront a daunting realization. Whitney's fate might not have been unique, but merely one chapter in a long, terrifying narrative. Could Whitney have discovered this pattern? Was her desperate final note to Brandy an attempt to expose this horrifying truth? Perhaps Whitney sought to protect others, knowing too well the price she'd already paid. Consider this. The entertainment world has witnessed similar tragedies far too often. Young, brilliant talents plucked from obscurity, elevated rapidly to dizzying heights, then slowly consumed by scandals, substances, and struggles until their once bright lights fade out tragically. Was this grim pattern accidental or precisely engineered?
Coming through some things of adversity and getting through it was the
Suge Knight, never shy about stirring controversy, hinted at deeper manipulation when he openly accused Diddy and Clive Davis of harboring secrets so explosive they could destroy their carefully curated public personas. He suggested their true power lay not just in their business acumen, but in their ruthless ability to control the stars beneath their influence. They might not want to say it, but they know they was lovers, Knight declared shockingly, suggesting an intimacy that may have strengthened their alleged pact of control. If even partly true, such revelations would shake the foundations of the industry itself.
Did you at any stage think I may never sing again?
I never thought I wouldn't, I couldn't. I just didn't want to.
Yet, despite the mounting evidence and whispers, Clive Davis remains mysteriously silent. No formal denial, no statements of defense, only an eerie quiet from one of the music industry's most powerful figures. Does this silence imply confidence, or does it mask something far more disturbing? As more voices speak out, the mystery surrounding Davis deepens, fueling speculation that he's hiding a truth so explosive it could tear apart the very fabric of celebrity culture. For those brave enough to speak up, like Jaguar Wright and Cassie Ventura, the consequences have already been severe. They face ridicule, threats, and attempts to silence them, yet they persist. Perhaps they see themselves as whistleblowers determined to prevent more tragedies like Whitney's. Their courage hints at how widespread and deeply entrenched this alleged web of exploitation might be, and now viewers must reckon with the troubling legacy of Whitney Houston. She remains a haunting reminder of the entertainment industry's darkest side, a side most of us never see behind the flashing cameras and red carpets. Whitney's tragedy isn't merely personal, it's symbolic. Her experiences represent the ultimate warning about what happens when unchecked power manipulates vulnerable talent.
I could be attracted to a man, while I still am very attracted to.
As we watch Diddy's fall and ponder Davis's ominous silence, we must ask ourselves the uncomfortable question: how many other stars are caught in similar webs of control, silently suffering, their cries for help unheard beneath the glittering surface of fame? If the industry can treat legends like Whitney with such cold calculation, what fate awaits today's young rising stars? Could your favorite artist right now be silently suffering, trapped in a terrifying cycle they can't escape? Let us know in the comments below who you think might be next, and stay tuned because this story is far from over. Until next time, stay vigilant, and remember, in Hollywood, nothing is ever quite as it seems.